some of them, the bond doesn't fail because some entities are oxymoron 6, too big to fail. Some entities matter more than others. Big banks and big corporations get bailouts from the government because they matter more than you do. Even when all their profits go into the CEO's pockets and do not trickle down to their workers, no matter how many times you say trickle down like a magic mantra. Oxymoron 7, debt ceiling. The government is too big to fail. If the government makes promises it can't keep and runs the economy into the ground, they can just decide to raise the debt ceiling and borrow more money. You have a debt ceiling, but it does not move just because you need more money. Your debt ceiling is set by your government and your bank and your job, and you are not so big that anyone will mind if you fail.
Maybe 8 or 9. Like an 8.75.
Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh?
Better than the first? Better than the first?
Digimon.
The first made me feel.
That's always a record.
The first made me feel.
Judges. I'm gonna need your scores in 3, 2, 1. Put them up, put them up, put them up.
Oh shoot, what did I do? 8.
We're going to start with a low score of a 7.3. Damn, I was scared y'all the last time. My girlfriend ain't never scared. I like it. Then we have a 7.9. Then we have an 8. Then we have a 9.1. Then we have a 9.4. Andrea Miller, you are on that, but right now you're already clapping. You're already clapping. Give up for Mr. Dave.
In the 60s, we made racism illegal. And now no one is a racist anymore. Just like in the 40s, when we defeated the Nazis. And now no one is a Nazi or a fascist anymore. I mean, like, the trains don't run on time, but they do run the goods to middle America, not like the banks. I mean, they just go off the rails or told they're too big to fail, but that's a win, right? To be too big to fail, right? Unless it's the students. I mean, we write them off all the time and we blame it on the teachers, but instead of fixing the system that's failing everyone, we just give the teachers guns and blame them for turning the kids trans. Wait, no, that was ragtime story hour, but the government has a plan and it will fix everything in a few steps. First, take the books out of the schools. They never should have been there in the first place. Second, deny health care to all women. It doesn't matter what you call it, abortion. It's health care. Third, deny care to at-risk kids who are in desperate need and make it illegal for them to exist. I mean, but at least we can all agree that things are so much better since slavery is illegal, right? I mean, except for the 2 million people who are incarcerated that law doesn't apply to, but we did it! We beat the commies to the moon 50 years ago. And we don't have the capability to do it again because we defunded NASA, but that's okay, because no one sets their sights on the stars anymore, unless you're talking about Elon Musk. I mean, Jeff Bezos, he's riding a rocket with a cowboy hat on, like it's the end of Dr. Strangelove, and the ice caps are melting, and the sea level is rising, and once-in-a-lifetime events happen every 5 to 10 years now, like clockwork, and the trains are running on time, and there's spilling cancer all over Florida, and Ohio, and West Virginia, and Oklahoma, Alabama, and Nebraska, Michigan. I mean, Slade hasn't had drinking water. The decade, the trains are their least of their worries, but America is number one in crimes involving guns and the size of our military. And that's it. USA. number 1.
The Temptations of the Five Heartbeats.
God dang, you took the whole thing up.
Yes,
Five
because I'm
heartbeats.
tall. Because I'm 6'4". I thought it was going up higher, but it's not higher. It's
What?
deeper.
8.5. We ain't got no insurance. Don't be breaking it.
Hey, it's
What did
fixed.
he say? Like actually moved you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Don't touch it. And it is.
All right. Y'all did not see anything that just happened there. Besides that poem, judges, your scores in 3, 2, 1. Put them up, put them up, put them up.
It's supposed to be
I think they're still deliberating. Just give them a second. They're going to give me their score. Right? This is like serious discussion. All right. We're going to start with a low score of 7. Then we have an 8.3. Then we have an 8.5. Then we have a 9. Then we have a 9.6. She says you're on deck right now. You're always I'm in the middle.
Anxious. It's a destinationless quest, a sanctuary that cannot be sought but only endlessly striven for, to control, but controlling isn't enough, to think, but thinking isn't enough, to do towards anything when doing is better than knowing, controlling and thinking when thinking is all I can do to know, and to control, and to do is all I can do not to think, to save myself from knowing and stop myself from control, but also have control. By doing to know that thinking while doing I can't control. But I can't control knowing, except thinking about not knowing only makes me think more about doing to have control, so that by controlling, I don't think, and no less than I would if I took the time to think, which takes control, so that doing can be done and knowing can be known without feeling the need to be done. But in the process of knowing, I'm remembering that there is only a finite amount of knowledge that can be known, which doesn't do much but remind me that I have no control, but I still seek it.
Destiny Child or
They should know where
Beyonce?
they can be better. That's okay.
Destiny Child. The harmonies. 3 points?
Criticism is good.
There's no bridge that Michelle can cross. Okay. Judges, I need your scores in 3, 2, 1. Put them up, put them up, put them up.
Criticism is good. We shouldn't be ashamed of it.
Beyond.
Oh yeah, we're different.
Because she's beyond the stage. All right, we're going to start with a low score of 5. Then we have another 5. Then we have a 5.5. Then we have a 7.7. Then we have an 8.9. Alec Easter, you're on deck, but right now you're already clapping. You're already clapping for SC says.
Things that are not the vibe. The friend that sends multiple single word texts in the group chat. Feeling something wet when you sit on a toilet seat. Waiting in a public waiting room to see your therapist. We can literally pull a piece of metal out of our pocket, Tap it, and a drone will deliver a McChicken to your doorstep. But the profound awkwardness of waiting with other works in progress to see your therapist is respectfully garbage candy, trash tapping, raisinets, rubbish. There's no social etiquette for the therapist's office. Your presence is an unspoken acknowledgement that just like them, there's something inside you that isn't working, and I'm hearing it. Outwardly trying to give off the human version of mosquito repellent as I try to session my way out of hopelessness. Ponder how I even ended up here in this downtown island for misfit neurological conditions here, trying to make sense of a mind full of factory defects. A 5-minute delay leaves me stuck in traffic. I break down. An old friend from college posts pictures of a happy marriage. I break down. A father I've been trying to impress since before I had consciousness tells me he's proud of my accomplishments, and I change the subject. Afraid to feel anything resembling the fleeting feeling of happy, and I hear a door opening. See my therapist entering, and she smiles like she can't see the finally in my eyes, and as I take my seat in the chair from how managed since our last session. If there's anything I want to talk about. And when I don't speak, she waits because she knows I'm impatient. And I don't enjoy money wasted, so I'm going to pay for something. I might as well use it. I say, honestly, I don't think these meetings are helping. I don't see the point in money anymore. I'm just here to check the boxes. She doesn't respond to this. Only leans in. And in that silence, what I haven't said for months breaks past my lips like an avalanche and say, I stopped counting the days since I last felt happy. And I'm only here because everything else isn't working, and none of the directions on my broken heart of a compass point towards hope, and maybe feeling nothing would be better than feeling so fucking empty. So this depression can feel a lot like gravity. Like a darkness pulling in or getting rid of anything resembling healing. She says, I'm so sorry that you haven't felt joy in a while. That you think this world wouldn't miss the beauty of your existence. Truth is, I can't fight hopelessness for you. But what I can do is give the real monster you're battling a name. Tell you where to find some armor. And the friends asking you to open up to them. With the family that encouraged you to find this establishment with deep breaths. In a world full of the oxygen called begin again, and reminders that this will not be an easy fight. But you being here, alive in this room, is a kind of winning. Not all victories come with parades or trophies. Sometimes they look like your client saying more in one session than he has in 12 weeks, and I laugh before I immediately start to weep. She says I'm stronger than I need to be, that it's okay to need community to help carry the heavy of living, and when I'm done crying, she thanks me for sharing. Asks me the question I usually hate hearing. Same time next week? Agree. I say, yeah. Yeah, I'll be here.
Whitney Houston or Mariah Carey? Hey, I just posed the question. Oh, I didn't answer the question. Judges, I'm gonna need your scores in 3, 2, 1. Put them up, put them up, put them up. Remember, no pressure. You write down whatever the hell you want. Remember, y'all, pressure is down. Judges. All right, we're going to start with the low score of a 9. Then we have a 9.7, a 9.8, a 9.9, and a 10. All right, coming up next, you're already
Wait.
Hold on. Sorry. Please, we need one person that was, we have lost the judge. Give it up for our new judges. Because without the judges, we cannot have a show, right? All right, so you're already clapping for Alec. Call me.
Real quick, I'm just gonna acknowledge it. America is #1, and they're taking the piss. And I was, and I guess the economics trickle down just a little bit. Anyway, new shit. New shit. Animal grace. You know, we really aren't anything but mammals. Despite all of our achievements through history's annals, every nation's connotations fall before us damnable. It's a situation amenable to annual camel rides away from ample asphalt sprawls in search of Mecca or Jerusalem with meditative candle halls. Venice's canals are all anxious that they're now flammable from oil spilt after idols built after apples bitten. Adam's fangs are venomous. It's time to mount to blasphemy, to clutch at pearls and ramble on about how much we'll miss what will soon be gone. Miss the smogless air in our lungs, the trashless canyons, the plastic-free coral reefs now bastardized by our actions. So I ask we catch some rest before our last few hours of canticles. Or perhaps I'll just gasp appalled at my frantic, anxious, half-assed, pointless calls to action or to happiness or somehow make a dive out of a fall. It's possible I'll cry or crawl, hate myself for asking all. Apathy attacks me, my tactless slapstick antics be damned. I'm just not happy, y'all. I want to banish all of the hurt and all my sappy and romantic faults. It hurts to feel real at all. It hurts to feel real at all. I anxiously scratch my veins so blood begins to fall. I sometimes don't want to be an animal. I want to be a man with all the might familiar to our fairy tales of standing tall. Then I hear the commander's call, don't you dare cry or be alive, and don't you have the gall to insist on your own terms, cover your shame with clothes and a shawl. Hey, you know what? Fuck that shit. That's unbearable, screeching, hysterical howling that will tear us all unfairly. It's just people terrified that they have no pride. They can't bear to see us standing tall. As we sanctify our human flesh, the part of us that's animal, find a lover, love a life, smush together, slam a hole, slack off a bit and slap a bitch, but only if she asks for it. If that's the thing that happens, that'd be strange in life and dangerous and maybe, just maybe laugh a bit or laugh a lot. And with acid fangs attack the ones who attack us all, from Canterbury carols to the hallowed halls of Camelot, past the fascist trapped and rotten. My love, past the time of hapless thought. I know the fact that I love you, and my love is everlasting hot. Forget the idiots in capitals and fly to vaster, more fantastic lulls. I know it all seems like the world will crash in frantic shambles by the hands of prideless bastards, voices amplified by capital. I know sometimes it's just more than anyone can handle, and the time in our hands will one day be intangible. But I also know that, baby, we ain't nothing but mammals. So let me show you what they censor from Discovery Channel.
Michael Jackson or Janet Jackson?
Michael Jackson. Oh.
Yes, I'm messing with your heart. It's gonna get worse. I've been working on this all week. It's gonna progressively get harder.
Janet, because she's still touring.
Judges, I need the scores in 3, 2, 1. Put them up, put them up, put them up.
Janet, I say Janet Jackson. My spirit was etched.
I'm gonna round that up because it's only one decimal spot.
Yeah, we ain't mathematicians. We can't do 0.79. That sounds like an 8 to me.
All right, we're gonna start with the 6.
Whoa!
Then you have a 6.8.
Whoa, that 2 is slow.
Then you have an 8.
I don't also
Then you have
agree
a
with
9.
that.
You have another 9.
Woo!
Just want to make sure.
You
I'm
just
not sure my math brain is working right now. All right, so I'm going to call out all the scores from the first round. Mike Hatcher had a 27.3.
woo!
Teresa Johnson had a 25. Mr. Dave had a 25.8. Andrea Miller had an 18.2.
Whoa.
S.C. Says had a 29.4. And Alec Parker had a 23.8. Now for this next round, all these poets, I hope you have another poem, and I hope it's also new so you can get that extra bonus point for the next round, because all y'all coming up again, we're going to be going from the highest scoring poet to the lowest scoring poet, right? But first, we're going to take a break, but first, a message for our lovely curator of Austin Poetry Slam, Toba Cho.
What up, Austin Poetry Slam? How y'all doing tonight?
I love every single time I get to do that. That is amazing. If I go before y'all do at my funeral, just play that real loud, record me, and don't tell nobody it's happening. Just scare the shit out of people. My legacy, scare the people. Anyway, again, thank you so much for coming. Whether you were here before and you decided to stay for because you're like, hey, fuck it, poetry, or you came to the actual poetry show. Thank you so much. We have been growing every week. We have been sold out almost every week since we have been here. So shout out to Alamo Draft House. Shout out to Brown. If you can, if you just share this with your friends. This is a very small operation. It's me, Akeem, some of the poets that you saw tonight. We're rotating hosts, so it's ran by artists. It is for artists. We try to pay money to artists. And at the end of the quarter, we would like to, we're going to double our payout from 100 to 200. So we need monies to do that. So please share this with your friends. If you are on Instagram or Facebook, just hashtag Austin Slam or share Austin Slam, like our page, follow our page. We have a show again every Wednesday here at 7:30. We are going to go into a break for 5 minutes, and then you will hear the next poet, the poets come up again. Thank you again so much. I will do a poem when we come back, so please make sure that you get something from the bar, and we'll be right back. Thank you.
So I officially technically start July 10th, but my contract rolls over on the 1st of July. Because my role is on the 30th of June. I don't know. Congratulations. Thank you. Girl, it was stressful. I just signed my contract yesterday, and then today they gave me the Bring Joy Award. I was like, so you're going to give me a Bring Joy Award and not have a job? Right. Okay, thanks. I'm gonna bring the joy. When I go. Right. Oh, the restrooms are right over there in the corner. You're very welcome. Hey. Oh, sorry. Oh my god. I don't know if I can live stream anything. Oh. No. It's not. It's I think that yours is like royalty free, so we're all good. And you can barely hear it, so that's fine. You're doing great. Thank you so much. Do you want anything? Oh, no, you're fine. I ordered something, but there's like a bunch of stuff happening upstairs, so it'll probably be a while before I get it. Okay. All right. Well, you be safe. Be careful. Thank you. got it. All of my devices are being used. So. Tonight.
What up, what up, what up, what up? All right, we're about to start. Is it cool if I still do a poem? Yeah! All right, so this poem is called Words. Oh, no, it's not called Words. Just kidding. I just wanted y'all to listen to me because I have a bit of an issue. Thank you. Okay. In the year of our Lord, 2019, I wrote this a long time ago, I have declared myself a fuckboy free zone. My vagina will only respond to suitors with a degree in basic human decency and will know that my bark is as big as my bite and will love me anyway. He will worship the ground that I walk on, and I will let him. He will show my children how I am the bringer of life and everything fly, and show them how I am supposed to be loved. How love doesn't always have to come hard. Sorry, I don't know why I'm talking about that. How love doesn't have to come hard with baggage. Sometimes it will wait to watch your favorite anime. It will say things like, sorry, babe. It sounds in my head. Anyway. You want anything while I'm at the store? And I will say no. Then text him a week's worth of groceries and he will come home with my groceries anyway. We will be sloppy with our love at parent-teacher conferences. So much so that the teacher will not know if she should excuse herself or ask to join. Hey girl, come on. Unless you're mean, don't come over here. And isn't that the best life? Isn't that the life you would live for if you could? Rub my back when I am cramping, scroll through my Instagram discovery page and tell me that none of those bitches compare to me, even if most of my feed is Beyonce and Rihanna. He will give me the space I need to be both girl and woman, light and dark, make my body feel like a wonderland, or my favorite HEB off of Mueller. What's that? That shit is nice. They got a bar in there, everything. You want me to get drunk and they go grocery shopping, bitch? My time will be day. Anyway, here we go. Come home. Okay. Make me know that I am always the main dish and not a side. Pieces will still be missing, but we will fill them in with the parts of ourselves that others have taken for granted. Dear Lord, if a fuckboy tries to come my way, Lord, banish him from my sight. Make his penis rescind into the fuckboyness that he is. Build a wall, Lord, between me and the fuckboy. Something so thick that would make Trump blush. Let his voice be as high as a dog whistle and his body be as transparent as his game. I did not say that. I took the part out that I... Anyway. Warn him that I am waiting for my everything. In a bad bitch name, I pray. Ashe. Welcome to Austin Party. Say we are doing it! All right, I'm about to bring up our host. I couldn't bring him up before. I wanted to because he was stressing, but hopefully the stressing has unstressed itself. And I want to properly introduce our host. Tonight, our host is the individual World Poetry Slam champion. He is also a 17-time Grand Slam champion. He's also coached many teams to a world or national poetry slam. Please start clapping, start clapping. Give it to Akeem.
My name is Akeem, Olaj, and I'm 6'4".
Hold on. Wait. Food or drink, because that's important. Okay.
All right, last call for food. If you're hungry, put your order in right now.
But if you need that penicillin, it's on the way.
If you need the penicillin, you do. If you don't drink, you can buy me a drink, right? Just buy something, right? I drink tequila and Red Bull with the shirts. If you love me, you can make it a double.
Oh!
If you just want to support the board, make it a single.
And a double.
All right, so we're going to get started with the second round of the slam. It will go in this order, as he says. Mike Hatcher, Mr. Dave, Teresa Johnson, Alec Kaufman, Easter, and Andrea Miller. I'm sorry, y'all. It's because I don't have a drink. All right, so y'all ready? You ready for the clapping? All right, y'all already clapping. For S.C. says.
My father writes his first poem. It's titled, This Belt Comes Off. No. It's called, Don't Make Me Come Down There. My bad. It's called Boy, as in, boy, don't make me come down there. As in, boy, don't make me take this belt off. As in, I'm not sure if the nurse at the hospital wrote the wrong name down on the certificate, but my father never seems to call me anything but my father writes his 8th poem. It's called, Why Is There a B on This Report Card? And he somehow managed to rhyme the words inadequate with failure, disappointment with rejection. And I hate this poem because every time he repeats it, I don't get to do shit for like 6 weeks. My father writes his 12th poem. It's called Money Doesn't Grow on Trees. My father loves to recite this poem, so I try not to give him copious opportunities to perform, because I know this poem by heart, because this poem continues to shit on my dreams, because this poem is the reason all my friends stopped inviting me to things, because I know where the money comes from. It comes from time, spent anywhere but with me. My father wakes up at 4 a.m. every morning, drives an hour to work at Texas Instruments, works a grueling 8-hour shift doing mechanical engineering, interspersed with a 20-minute nap in his car if he's lucky. Then he drives 30 minutes to the soccer fields to coach the kids of wealthier families in the 100-degree heat for 3 hours. Then he comes home to me, to assign a bit to be on his report card. My father writes his 15th poem. It's called I Love You. You know, now I think of it, I don't think he ever told me the name of that one. My father writes a haiku. It goes, you have no idea what the real world is like. One day, boy, you will learn. My father writes his 17th poem. It's titled An Apology. There were no words in it yet, just an email subject from Wells Fargo telling me my college loan application's been approved. And his name, co-signing my unconventional dreams, my father writes his 18th poem. It's called Call Me If You Need Anything. And I don't read it for years. Maybe it's the title. Something about it rang hollow. My father writes his 21st poem. It's called Son, Don't Catch These Hands. Wait, no, that's wrong. It's called These Hands Will Catch You.
Come on.
Son. It's called My Phone Rings and I Don't Answer because my mental health is falling apart. I don't want my father to think his son is weak. My father writes his 22nd poem. It's called I Will Come Down There. It's a response poem to one I wrote titled, I Don't Think I Can Do This Anymore. And this poem, y'all, it is a life-saving. Part motivation, part resuscitation, packed full of 22 years of empathy. I didn't think my father could pen, let alone express openly. And you know those poems that speak to the core of you. They take up residence in the you don't know how to talk about yet. That was this poem for me. Coming from a man who I thought at best tolerated, at worst loathed me for not living up to what he thought his son should be. My father doesn't write poetry. I'm lucky if I can get him to use an emoji and a text message, and that's okay. Because nowadays, every time we speak, he doesn't let me leave without telling me that he's here for me. He's proud of me. That he loves me, and that right there, that's my favorite poem.
Prince or Michael Jackson?
Prince. Next question. No more discussion. There's nothing else to talk about. Prince. Move on.
Judges, I need the scores in 3, 2, 1. Put them up, put them up, put them up. As he says, was that a new poem? All right, just a reminder for all the poets, if this is a new poem, make sure you say new shit before you do the poem, then you get an extra point added to your score, right? So because this was not a new shit poem, it was just a poem. The scores are 9.5.
Boo! Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
A 10, a 10, and a 10. Mr. James, you're on clap, but right now you're already clapping. You're already clapping.
Hey. You're all, she said Prince. She agreed.
If you speak to me, I will speak back. is something my mother and father instilled in us at an early age, common courtesy, if you will. Are you ready, G? I have a friend named G and she speaks to me. Badass boy from St. Thomas, G's house was made of gingerbread and Pall Mall cigarettes. She built us a sanctuary. She built it using empty Cruzan rum bottles and half-full black ink pens. She built a Neverland where happy thoughts made us fly, and none of the poets had to grow up. She lived there until the day the sea came back for her body, and we looked on helpless as the waves grayed the white in her eyes, and all the empty rum bottles crashed against the shore until there was nothing else to write about. Talk to me, G. So I can tell your story, so we can swing between the present moment and a random text from 7 years ago. I hear you. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, only converted from one form to another. I feel you. That curry on the stove, that soca coming from the speakers, the petals fell and the flowers died, but there were so many seeds. I know Black Girl Live is watering these poems. I can feel you now, scraping the side of my stomach, balled up like a bonfire. All I need is a microphone to give your name a new heartbeat. I hear you, G. I'm telling them stories. The damsel in distress that becomes a hero, that becomes a poem. Everything comes full circle. Do you remember the first time we went to Boston? The first time we hit the sky as a team? Is that where you left to? I'll tell you what, send me some poems I could proofread so I can mark everything in red, and you can lovingly call me Hayden Ass Hatch for old time's sake, Inkwell forever. We hear you, G. Where do you live now? Where you are you allowed to miss us as much as we miss you? Thank you for showing up like this. Thank you for this honest necromancy. Every open microphone is a setup for a seance. Do you feel that energy? If you speak to me, I will speak back. I will collect your ashes and carry your cadence. Black Girl lived through all of us. And if I'm quiet enough and I am outside, I can make out exactly what the wind is saying. Long live Giselle Robinson. Star Wars Episode 4 or Star Wars Episode 5?
5, 2, and 3.
I mean, that's 9 of them, technically.
No, there's 6.
Oh, the last 3 don't count. Y'all funny. Judges, I need your scores in 3, 2, 1. Put them up, put them up, put them up. All right, thank God. We're going to start with an 8.3. Then we have another 8.3. Then we have an 8.5. Then we have an 8.7. Then we have a 10. Teresa Johnson, you're on deck, but right now you're already clapping. You're already clapping for Mr. Hey.
New shit. I never got Fight Club. Don't get me wrong. I understand the premise. I can appreciate Pauline's writing style. It's gritty, it's raw, it's dense, it really draws you in. It's like when you look at the blade of a really sharp knife and the first thought that crosses your mind is to draw it across the tip of your thumb, down the road, not across the street. No, I get that. What I don't get is the actual Fight Club. Not the first rule. We don't speak about Fight Club because you follow the rules, no one ever joins, and then you don't have a club. No, I get that. The point is the people in Fight Club don't follow the rules. What I don't get is the act of turning self-harm into a participatory sport. You're there to hurt and to hurt people. You wanted to destroy something beautiful, and I don't get that. Don't get me wrong. I understand the toxic nature of acceptable masculinity in our society where emotions are taboo and a sign of weakness. The only acceptable response is a show of strength. You gotta push down those emotions. as hard as you can to keep your goal the better man you are, the stronger man you are. You show me how manly you can be. You make your father proud, boy. Stoic, reserved, strong. That's a good boy. He died the same way he lived, crying. I understand getting to the breaking point because I have been there. I have shattered. I have cut myself on the pieces and kintsukuroid myself back in a way that no longer hurts to look at, but I don't get Fight Club that's breaking yourself and bandaging up and healing with scars instead of gold. It's not pretty to look at. Maybe that's the point. That staying in this framework and never changing your mindset will only cause you to hurt other people. Women are beautiful, so men have to be ugly, right? Look, in the last scene of the movie, Jack, the main protagonist in the story, smiles. Only one time. And it's hard to see because to get there, you first had to commit an act of domestic terrorism, literally shoot himself in the face. And Marla is there, and she rests her head on his shoulder while the banking system crumbles around them. And the only scene in the movie where two people physically connect without hurting each other. Ah! Maybe I do understand Fight Club after.
Titanic or Avatar? I'm talking the Avatar from James Cameron. This is a James Cameron question. Titanic or Avatar? Front government. Just fuck those billion-dollar movies, huh? Terminator. Basically, nothing that I fucking got to understand. Fuck the shit I got prepared. All right, judges. I need you to score 3, 2, 1. Put them up. All right, I'm going to start with the low score of an 8.5. Then we have an 8.5. Then we have an 8.5. Just as consistent. Then we have an 8.9. Then we have a 9. Give it up. Alec, hopefully so you're on deck, but right now you're already clapping. Teresa Johnson.
New shit. Paris, Prince of Troy, was given a golden apple inscribed with the phrase, "To the fairest one." The goddesses Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite each claimed she should receive the apple and offered Paris bribes to choose her. Because Aphrodite bribed Paris with a marriage to Helen of Sparta, the most beautiful woman in the world, Paris chose Aphrodite. Taking the wife he was promised started the Trojan War and led to the burning of Paris' city. The golden apple reads, "The lowest wages since the Great Depression. You must decide where it goes." One goddess is homelessness. One goddess is living with your parents. One goddess is an apartment you can't afford. You have to pick one. One goddess is an entry-level job for barely minimum wage. She bribes you with security. One goddess is a hustle in the gig economy. She bribes you with spot bonuses. One goddess is going back to school. She bribes you with long-term earning potential. You have to pick one. The goddesses will tear you apart if you don't. You did not choose to make this choice. The gods who put you in this position are unkind. One goddess is cooking at home, high cost of produce and time, but high nutrition. One goddess is ordering DoorDash, high cost of fees, but low effort. One goddess is skipping dinner again. You have to pick one. Your choice could kill Applebee's. One goddess is maxing out your credit card and raising your credit limit. One goddess is paying off your card and lowering your credit score. One goddess is laughing at you. The gods are all laughing at you. You did not choose to make this choice. It's not your fault the apple is so rare. One goddess is a reliable car and a car payment. One goddess is an unreliable car and frequent repair bills. One goddess is an unreliable public transit system. Your choice could start a war in your bank account that could kill your whole family. The myth is called the Judgment of Paris. Not because Paris made a judgment call, but because we all feel entitled to judge Paris for his decisions. The gods have put you in this position. You did not choose to make this choice. All you wanted was a beautiful life you were promised. But no matter what you choose, someone powerful will hate you for it, and your city will burn.
Christina Aguilera or Britney Spears?
Christina Aguilera. Wait, are we talking about singing? Or are we talking about like? Oh,
I'm talking about everything. I'm not.
Christina Aguilera. Then I'm sorry.
I'm just talking about just.
I misunderstood the question. Okay.
Which one do you prefer?
Christina Aguilera. Agree.
I mean, she can sing, but I mean, it's obviously it's Britney, bitch. I mean,
I guess this is how you
and
point
plus
out
the
gay
circus
men.
tour, one of the best shows I've ever been to. Okay, judges, I need you to score in 3, 2, 1. Put them up, put them up, put them up.
It's good marketing. She's just not a good.
You know what? That is so true. She is a very good marketer because I damn sure went to that concert and had a good ass time while I was there.
Did she have a snake? Was a python present?
It was, but I don't know if it was real because I was in the nosebleeds because I got the cheap tickets because it was Britney. All right. We're going to start with a low score of a 7.9.
Oh! Hiss!
Then we have an 8.6.
That's better.
Then we have an 8.9. Then we have a 9. Give it up for the poet. And you're in the middle and you can come on back, but right now you're always clapping. You're always clapping.
Apologies, but fuck the time penalty.
All right.
That's great because I'm not taking time.
That's
New
great.
shit.
New shit. If you do a 10-minute poem, I'm gonna jack your ass out there.
All right. I want to say the N-word.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, no.
Don't do that.
I want to say the N-word. I never would.
I'll never
Okay.
know the pain of others, what they've endured. I'll never use it right because I'm white. And, it would be absurd to delude myself into thinking the racial lines have been blurred enough to use that word and say it right and be heard. Still, I kind of want to say the N-word. Am I just a pretender? Have I never been empathetic? Just an idiot endeavoring for a pass to say that hellish slur? Am I just trying to be an ally, just to have black friends, to clamor for the claim, to enter into a space I never should? Why do I want to say the N-word? It's just to sound fun, dandy. Same reason I sound British when I sing a pirate shanty. And then I think to myself, is gangster rap the answer black people have to the high-selling anthems of men lifting anchor? And then I'm like, no, it's just fucking people, Alec. Dude, it's a bouncy word. It's bountiful and powerful. When the hourglass of lyrics lifting spills into its other half of time, reverse trickling downward, a man just might think, he can say the N-word. It slides into slang. And it's beautiful, honestly. I want to admire and honor the ebonic harmony falling free from the lips of the American prodigies cast away from the promises that always would follow me, a white man, in a white country, profiting at least partly off the offerings of black poets and scholars who stomped into oblivion beyond being just another class of citizen. They were made lesser and us better. In a fascist caste system, they were legally butchered and brutally murdered. All the while, white folks like me just concurred. It's okay. They're just an N-word. An N-word like never will the American treasure be given to those who invented our language and gave us new culture. We soared and we scavenged the carrion of black corpses like vultures, all the while never caring. We turned them to mulch and dirt. Every black soul now carrying centuries of hurt. Even if they've reclaimed the N-word. So where does that leave me? Try to believe me. I want to be an ally. I don't want to be a thieving, disgusting, deceiving, evil incarnation of the evils of our nation, receiving all benefits from the privileges I'm given, and then deciding it's also my right to also take the N-word. A word reclaimed and renamed and a different ending. Though it's meaning the same. So much is made of that change. That's okay if we don't use the erotic R, the hard R, but it's still the same damn word, even if the R is softened. You think someone from New York or Boston or Britain or somewhere where the erotic R is forgotten? See, that's the thing. It's a person who pronounces bigger, bigger, also less awful when they pull the trigger and say the N-word. Like, aren't those white girls who say, I don't say it like that, ignoring the stone cold hard as fuck fact that they mean, don't worry, I say it like I'm black. When they mean, like, totally, just like homie or brother. When they say the N-word, we also really like that word. We really like it. We also like you, or at least we pretend to. We can't even begin to start comprehending the laws of nature our ancestors were bending when they made others inhuman, enslaved, and chained less than, so that we think if we don't see color, then we can't be offending. When we don't see color, then we are just defending a system of sick, disgusting, never-ending theft of the men and women inventing our culture, our music, our nation, our transcend so much of what makes up the abundance of wealth in a country so sectioned into ghettos and mansions. I get that I don't get it. It's a wound so unmended, still so fresh and ugly as a knee on the neck and a bullet in the back of a black high school freshman. Oh, race isn't real anyway. It's something we invented. My whiteness, therefore, may just well be scared. Maybe that's why I want to say the N-word. I want to be on the right side of history, but only it's another kind of appropriation. It's not just housing and gentrification. Your language, your cultures, your mind, your shelter, your vacations. We'll take it all, even those colored drinking stations. We'll give you new ones with lead so you're poisoned by hydration, but still drowning in our white love that's disguising our hatred. Give it to us. Give it back to us. Give us back the N-word so that we feel like equals while eating up your 40 acres. There are a million reasons probably that I want to say the N-word. I want to be cool and jazzy and hip. I want to be free from every guilt trip. I want to be like you without getting lit, even when my white savior mask starts to slip and oh, shit. That might just be a little bit why I want to say the N-word, isn't it? And right now, I can't meet any black person's eye in the room, and frankly, I suppose I shouldn't or wouldn't be doing that, because I guess I just feel alone, and that's the fact. Maybe I just want to be part of something greater than me. I want to feel like I am free, like the American whiteness I have has promised me, and fact is, if I meet a black person on the street, I can't really say any word. Any word at all just feels like some kind of shame pouring out of my mouth from centuries of hatred just pouring out onto every person I meet, and everything is fuzzy and blurred. I'm scared. I'm scared of myself. I'm scared of who I am. I'm scared that the prejudices and blame I've endured with myself as the prophet of those things, the prophet of becoming some kind of king, might just make me sing. But I shouldn't. I can't. I had 6 minutes, and I'm fucked because I took all your time up just because I wanted to say the N-word. Fuck.
Malcolm X or Martin Luther King?
Malcolm X today. X is speaking in my spirit in this moment right now. He is. He's saying something to me.
I
I'm
just want to know excellence and performance like it was. With me, judges, the score. And 3, 2, 1, put them up, put them up, put them up. I know it's hard for you to do. Put it up. Come on, you can do it. Judges, I know you can. That's only one judge. All right. We have 2 judges. We have 3 judges. We have 4 judges. All right, here we have the 5th one. We're going to start with a low score of a 3. Then we have a 4.5. Then we have a 7.5, a 7.5, and the 8.7. Give it up for the poet. Right now, you're already clapping. You're already clapping for Andrew Miller.
New shit. I wish I could plug a 1999 landline into my heart and screen all my calls with, "Hi, I'm not here right now. My mom is dead. Please leave a message after the beep." At least that way I could stop rehashing the same story to my hairdresser, reliving the 5 stages in 5 seconds to the airline passenger who asked too many questions, stopped listening, to the "I'm sorry's," the "I don't know what to say's," or even worse, the "it'll be okay." People say, "Be thankful you got to be there." Yeah, I was there, but she was gone. Sometimes people are dead before they die, and there's no time to cry because you're too busy taking them to the toilet. Sometimes there is no reprieve from their suffering. If you're shot in the back or slowly decaying, imprisoned in your own infirmity, there is no reason behind what's happened. Stop saying that. That saying should stop. If there were a reason for everything, then police and school shooters deserve their Glocks. Sometimes there is no God sympathizing with your situation. There isn't always the chance to say goodbye, to reach closure, to watch a sunset as they sigh into eternal sleep like a sappy movie. Sometimes they're in pain until they're having seizures. Every 30 minutes shaking with the hell of living. Sometimes I wish I could plug a 1999 landline into my heart so I could check out of this hotel too with the rest of the day.
Cool. First, you have to answer the question. Taylor Swift or Adele? No, I've been with Adele since she was brushing you on your cold shoulder. Like I'm an old school Adele fan before she became famous with Rolling Inside of the Deep. So I particularly like Adele. Judges, I need your scores in 3, 2, 1. Put them up, put them up, put them up. Wait, what's that? Wait, can you hold it? I'm sorry. Somebody made it laugh. What was this? I'm just gonna make it up. Okay, so we have a 7. Oh, I got it. We have an 8, an 8.2, an 8.2, and an 8.5. Give it up for the poet. Okay, so I think that's your poem. So let me look for the newest poem that I've written. Since this is the music slam, I guess I must do my most recent justification. Let's see, what is the most recent justification of this? Yes, I'm doing a poem. I'm trying to see, I'm gonna have to go to a poem that I actually completed because I've been doing a lot of. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna do this.
Okay,
So I've been told that my poetry is a downer. Not hip enough, not creative enough, too honest. People can't listen to all of this pain. And that's when I knew that they'll only listen to the beginning of the poem. Tune out the healing spoken from the middle to the end. Took in my description of darkness and claimed that I have no life left to give, as if when I talked about domestic violence and child abuse and the evil of the hands that caused them, I'm actually talking about them. As if when condemning rape culture and child grooming, I'm actually talking about them. As if when I first tell you that if you are offended by anything that I said, then that seems to be a you problem. It looks like you need Black people to only speak peace, even though this country has only given us violence problems. It sounds like you don't want to hear about something trying to destroy me and failing, or don't want to hear about you trying to destroy me and failing. It sounds like a hit dog collar. I've been told that my poetry is a downer, but only by men. Translation, I interrupted their use of poetry as a predatory mechanism for women. Not hip hop enough. Translation, not about sex, money, and drugs so they can escape. Not creative enough. I didn't try to impress you with nice sounding words that mean absolutely nothing. I'm trying. Because the majority of this world live a life of lies. People can't listen to all my pain. Because it might make them break out of their own Stockholm Syndrome relationships and be free, or make them see that they cause pain to others, and that is all dependent on who's telling the story. No one likes the taste of medicine or appreciative once the sickness is gone. No one likes chemo, but will ring the bell once the cancer is eliminated. I would be lying if I said I didn't experience times where I saw no light, like today, where I realized that $1,000 was stolen from me. There were times where I was beat down by my parents, by rapists, by society, by myself, but now, every time I look at my reflection, I'm blinded by my own light coming from my pores, realize that I took the window to freedom because all I was given was locked doors, so fuck your need for blind positivity. I'm going to talk about taming my demons and survival.
Come on.
And once it's spoken, therefore after it shall ever be. Can't appreciate the daylight unless you experience the perpetual darkness, and I'm going to talk about both. And once light is spoken, that after it shall ever be, I would defeat all obstacles created to control me through the powers of my creator. And once it's spoken, that after it shall ever be, and it should be, because no weapon false or false prophet formed against my happiness shall prosper. Therefore I fear no evil.
Oh, that's pretty.
Like, so I'm gonna tell you my writing process, right? So I write a lot, like once I wake up in the morning or right before I go to sleep, because that's for some reason when my brain starts turning. So half the poems I write, I don't know what I wrote until I go back to actually revise them. So that poem I wrote like 2 weeks ago, and that was my first time looking at it since I wrote it. So, yeah. So I'm going to call the scores for the last round. SC says got a 59.8. Mike Hatcher got a 26.5. Mr. Dave got a 26.9. Teresa Johnson got a 27.2. Alec Hoffmaster got a 20.5. And Andrea Amelia got a 24.4. So, like I said, it's cumulative. Excuse me. Thank you for the drink, by the way, because I needed it after that last round. The poets that will be making it to the final round is SC Says and Mike Hatcher. What you all did not see is that they flipped a coin and decided who's going to be going first and who's going to be going second. Judges, you only have 2 more poems left, and then be out of here. Before we, I say this because after I call that, I won't be able to say nothing else. I do have books and poetry for sale. Books and poetry, right? The poetry and the books. I have books and jewelry, all right? I had borrowed $1,000. I had a show this past Friday in Killeen, and I forgot the money box at the venue, and now no one can find that money box, and that money box had $1,000 in cash in it. So if you would like to help me rebuild my life, because I also got fired from my job 2 weeks ago, please come over and buy jewelry. It ranges from $5 all the way up to $85. If you would like to just donate to me, I will appreciate it. Okay, coming up next to the stage. You're already clapping. You're already clapping. Give it up for Mike Patrick. New shit. I started to reach out. I started to say, it's been too long since you wrote your name on my back in blood, good time. I started to tell you, I want to watch the colors fade from your cheeks as I fill your waistline with fireworks. We are only human until we explode. I'm going to say it now. You should come over. Allow me to free you from the leftover gospel in your last name. We know who you belong to. I'll squeeze your neck and you squeeze the sheets, your lifeline to this reality. I miss the way your mouth moves. I miss the way your mouth will betray your voice. I miss how the weight of my name will make it too hard for you to call on God as a gift. The pressure I can put on that gold box after you erupt, I insist you cover me in a lover's lava. Don't act like you don't miss it as much as I do. I can hear the glass in your voice. Why not come over and shatter us both? I'm happy to be in a million pieces if it means we can share the shards, I promise. I promise I'm going to pull your hair this time. It might be the only way to keep you from melting after I travel to the bottom of your deepest depth and you freeze and stiffen up like you always do. If you let me, I'm going to... If you let me, I'm going to bite you hard enough to crack your collarbone because I know how much you love it. Because I know it's just a matter of time before I origami your body and turn a paper swan into a proper princess just like last time. Just like last time when our lips caught fire like comets and we dragged the moon to your balcony, it's just a matter of time before we're floating through space again. Before we are astronauts exploring the limits of anatomy, baby, I come to you for a piece I can't find anywhere else, but it's okay. It's okay. I'll just wait patiently. I'll wait until you remember my fingers feel like sunlight and my tongue can find the center of your suffering. I'll wait until the color fades from your mornings and you can no longer sleep at night. I know damn well I'm not the only one going through this. We are bonded in the here and after. It's just not that easy for us. It's not easy to lose sight of what really matters when the music and the candles switch places and the wax sounds so good while the lo-fi keeps us warm. I will keep the porch light on for you. I will keep the porch light on for you and the top lock unlocked. Don't even call first. Don't even call. Don't even call. When you're ready. When you are ready, just come.
Keep it together.
Little Rain or Jay-Z? Little Rain or Jay-Z? I'm about to say I'm from New Orleans, so you know I'm Louisiana. All the way. Judges, your score in 3, 2, 1. Put them up, put them up, put them up. Well, I'm gonna call the scores later. Thank you so much, judges, for putting the scores down. I'm not to the mic. You're already clapping. You're already clapping. SCJ.
I had a fucking choice. I could have gone first. And now I'm fucking new shit. I wake up with my chest pounding for the 10th day in a row. And I can't read heartbeat, so I close my eyes and just breathe. Do our check-in routine. My body and me were in couples therapy. Stopped listening to each other sometime around 2013, but frankly, we've been together too long to end things early. I'm told there's a point in every relationship when the gravity shifts, where the silences weigh like consequence, and I guess we've been off balance since the depression hit, which my body really doesn't like me to talk about. Nature versus nurture disagreement. I think we were born with it. The neuro heaviness, but my body says, I can't keep trying to drown it in wine and broken lighthouses and not expect some of that darkness to sink in, so we're arguing again. About the time it takes for broken hearts to mend. I mentioned this formula I saw on Instagram. Something about years together equal months of tear-stained factory resets, and maybe the remainder just can't be divided again, but my body hates math. Likes allegory, says a broken thing can still stand and be a broken thing, says recovery takes more than time, takes examining why we keep putting a fragile thing in fractured hands, and I hate that. My body starts talking in metaphor, like an overpriced liberal arts major. My body is the most annoying writer. Knows all the best ways to say the most confusing shit, tells me hope and anxiety gather kindling in the same part of our brain chemistry. Like two pyro children setting fires lit for different endings and yes, that is incredibly clever. Yes. But I wish my body would speak to me in a language that didn't require a doctor. Instead, I WebMD my way to discerning the irregularities when my heart skips a beat. I use this translator to discover I probably have cancer. When I feel dizzy randomly, this internet interpreter tells me I just stood up too quickly, or I have cancer. If I make the inquiry what to infer from frequent high blood pressure, I'm told to breathe, decrease the salt I eat, get better sleep. Because I probably have cancer. My body says if I would just listen to it, so much of our anguish could be avoided, and it's like the roles have switched. As a kid, my body just did what I told it. When I said jump, we flew. When I said run, we outpaced. When I said, what the fuck is that? He said, listen, you're gonna start getting hair in weird ass places now. Dynamic shit. The side split. I lost trust and we drifted. And since then, I've been trying to reclaim the dominance I'm not sure I had in the first place. I miss us being on the same page of the narrative. A time when we finish each other's intentions. They say relationships live and die on communication, but it's like I speak everybody else's body language except mine. My body has given me so much. And if I'm being honest, I can't say that I've been the best host or investment or friend. After 33 years of selfishly giving commands, now I try to just listen. Realize control was always an illusion, that it's intention that gives a relationship oxygen, that this is a lifelong alliance. And when I wake up with my chest pounding for the 11th day in a row, I close my eyes, inhale, and just ask my body, what do we need?
Black Panther 1 or Black Panther 2?
It's just because the Rihanna song is terrible.
scores in 3, 2, 1. Put them up, put them up, put them up. All right. Thank you so much. And Michael, you said new shit. Just double checking, right? All right. So thank y'all so much for coming to Austin Poetry Slam. We have been gathered here today to experience this thing we call life. Because we have made it out together in one piece, I hope. Everybody in one piece, right? Cool, because we don't have insurance.
Amen.
Yes, amen. You can't sue us. You can't sue us.
I mean,
So
we can try.
I'm going to call the scores out because I couldn't call them out before. So both poets got an extra point. So it's I guess it's washed. All right. So SC says got a 9.3.
Woo!
We have a 9.8, a 10, a 10, and a 10. But Mike Patrick, we have a 9.9. A 10, a 10, a 10, and another 10. So give it up for Mike Patrick for the evening. You want to say something, Mike, to the people? Real quick, I appreciate everybody for coming.
You
I
nasty.
love poetry. I'm nasty, but all of y'all nasty. Big thanks to Tova. Big thanks for Akeem and hosting, man. I just love the spot. Thank y'all. Thank you all for coming out tonight. I really do appreciate y'all for coming out. Thank y'all. Thank you. Thank you. For the judges that have the scoreboard and stuff, you can return the boards to me over at my table over there. Other than that, please come back next week. Please make a friend. If you are a poet, inspiring poet, or if you know a poet, please tell them to come out so that way, they could get on the mic, right? All right, thank y'all so much for your time. My name is Akeem Olaj.
Thank y'all so much.
At Akeem Olaj, AKEMOLAJ. Everywhere if you type it in, I will be the only person that will come up. Thank y'all so much. Austin Poetry.
Good night, everyone. If you have a scorecard, just leave it on the table. We'll get it. Thank you, guys.